Hello, dear Libra, and welcome to your February 2021 astrology horoscope. We are going to talk about the interesting impact specifically on your fifth house because this will be the most triggered area of your life. There will be 5 planets in your fifth house, including Jupiter, Saturn, the Sun, Venus, and even Mercury, which is retrograde. We shouldn't forget that during this Mercury retrograde phase, which will continue until the 20th of February, you are in the process of reevaluation. You may restart all things, you can change your perspective. You may also notice that things are slowing down a little bit, or maybe some things are not working exactly the way you want them to be, but that's all a normal process. And the most important area of your life is the area of love. By love, I mean everything that you are emotionally attached or triggered by. Your romantic life, of course, but also your children, your hobbies, your passions, the things that you are inspired by. Those will be the most important things during February. So let's start with the 1st of February. This is the day when Venus is actually moving to your fifth house. And this is a nice position. Venus feels comfortable in the fifth house. It's especially positive for love and romance, for entertainment, for just having some fun, enjoying yourself, your time, the time with your kids. So overall, this is a beneficial position which can harmonize this area of your life. So even though Mercury is retrograde there, you may still find some joy and you may still find something new or refine something that you have enjoyed doing in the past. Previous partner, previous hobby, or anything that you really love doing. Specifically on the 1st, there is a challenging aspect between the Sun in your fifth and Mars in your eighth house. This is a challenging aspect which can push you to take certain risks that may not be appropriate. This may include financial risks or any other emotional risk in terms of relationships, love, but even risks that trigger, your safety. So I would highly recommend you to be very cautious. Avoid any activities that include certain level of risk for your health and also financial decisions and investments perhaps should be avoided around this day. Then on the 6th of February, Venus will join Saturn in your fifth house. It's an interesting combination that can make you look from a very serious perspective when it comes to love. It's possible that you might feel kind of disappointed by something, or you may feel certain distance, and emotionally, it may create some kind of blockage. So it might be difficult to really express how you feel. At the same time, Venus will also square Uranus, which can bring the desire to do something different, to change something. Emotionally, this may also be kind of heavy. So be careful, especially with the people you love, how you treat them, how you express yourself. The situation might be disharmonious regarding this area. Also, be careful with financial risks. This combination can bring some emotional, sometimes reckless decisions that may not be the most appropriate. So with investments and finances, you should be extra careful. After that, on the 8th of February, Mercury retrograde is joining the Sun again in your fifth house, which can make you really think about and analyze your life and your romantic situation, your personal life, maybe the relationship with your children. But the main question here is to analyze yourself. What are your reactions? What's your behavior? What's your attitude? What's your approach? Is there something that needs to be changed? It's about reevaluation of your own self in regards to those important life areas, the things that you love, your hobbies, your romantic life, your children as well. So time for some self-reflection and some self-analysis. Then on the 11th of February, we have one of the luckiest conjunctions in astrology. This one is between Venus and Jupiter, the two benefactors which will trigger your fifth house. Very positive combination, which can bring you some happiness, some positive emotions, some prosperity, and the feeling that you are achieving something or that you really have something. It could be success in relationships, in romantic stuff, when it comes to your hobbies, or some kind of creative project as well. And the good news is that this powerful positive conjunction comes together with the new moon, which is also in your fifth house. And that's a fresh new beginning. It may not be the best time to start something brand new for now because Mercury is still retrograde. But even though you may feel some kind of boost of your energy, like a new chapter is opening for you. And of course, you may focus your attention in a new direction. Again, the major areas which are triggered are romantic stuff, creative projects, love, children, etc. So this is really one of the most important days during the whole month. After that, on the 13th, Mercury retrograde will join Venus in your fifth house. And it's again time for self-reflection, self-analysis, but this time you should pay more attention to your own desires and emotions. Are you really committed to the things that you really want? Are you listening to your inner self, to your heart, to your desires? Are you committed to your desires? It's time for some personal answers that will come from inside of you. You won't find them in the outer world, and you shouldn't search for them there. On the other side, also the aspect can bring some interesting conversations that might be restarted with maybe previous romantic partners, or also some creative activities, things that you enjoy, which you may start doing again. The other thing on the 13th is a positive aspect between Mars and Neptune, triggering 8th and 6th house. This combination is very beneficial for work projects, for finding some resources, and also for taking action by some kind of inspiration, triggered by this inspiration. The aspect is also very beneficial for healing. If there's something that you need to address health-wise or energetically, this aspect is a best time. It's really the best time to do that. Just listen to your inner self, but maybe also consult with a specialist. You may receive some important guidance and then do something to improve your health. It's a great time. After that, on Valentine's Day, Mercury retrograde will join Jupiter in your fifth house. And again, it's time for analysis and some answers, but this time you should focus on your beliefs, your strategy, and your goals, especially when it comes to creative things, when it comes to self-expression, love, romance, entertainment, all of that. ask yourself again, do you need to change something about your beliefs? Perhaps you have some negative beliefs, and trust me, we all have those. So it's a process. You can't, like find them all at once, clear them, then you are done for the rest of your life. Usually it's not how things work. It's like layers. It's like peeling, the onion, and you're getting closer and closer to the core. But this time we have like a little bit like an open door to dig deeper into those beliefs or our own strategy. Maybe find something that's stopping you to have the things that you want in terms of creative self-expression and love, especially. Then on the 17th, one of the most important aspects during the whole year, Saturn in the 5th house will square Uranus in your 8th house. This combination is really challenging, and it may feel like it pulls you into different directions. From one side, with Saturn in the 5th house, you may try to avoid taking emotional risks. You may try to protect your heart and just maybe put some kind of boundaries between you and other people, especially people that you love. On the other side, with Uranus in 8th house, you might be provoked to take some other type of risks, maybe financially, maybe physically, maybe things that potentially may turn out to be bad for your health. So the biggest question here is, the biggest theme is risk taking. And you may find yourself kind of like trying to prevent the risk in one area and then overcompensating in another with taking too much risks. So be very careful with financial decisions, financial risk, also physical risks or things that may affect your health and your body. And of course, also when it comes to romance. Okay, after the 18th of February, the sun is shifting its position to your 6th house, and the focus will be more on responsibilities, work, and business. Of course, also health. And it's a great time to reorganize your daily schedule, your daily routines, just to really pay attention to your health and things that may need to be improved or changed in regards to this area. So the atmosphere becomes a little bit more serious, and you should direct your attention more to work and business. A little bit later, Mercury will turn direct. So you will have again the green light to start new projects. But for now, just focus on the things that you can reorganize. On the 19th of February, there is a challenging aspect between Venus in 5th house and Mars in your 8th house. Combination that also brings some potential confrontations or conflicts or arguments with people that you love, with your children. Financially, there might be some surprises or maybe unexpected risks. You should pay more attention to this area. And also consider the fact that Mercury is stationary at this point, which means that in terms of communication, there might be complications, things may not be clear, things might be kind of messed up. So try to avoid those potentially challenging confrontations, because chances are they won't be very constructive, and you will just, bring yourself some discomfort. Okay, I kind of mentioned already that on the 20th of February, Mercury turns direct, which means that things are about to go back to normal after that, especially if there were some kind of complications in terms of your love life, or some creative projects or the communication with your children. After that, you might be able to fix if something was not very, the way you wanted it to be. And overall, to feel better, to have more clarity mostly in terms of this area of your life. On the 24th of February, a very powerful combination between Mars and your Pluto. They will trigger your fourth and eighth house, which from one side can help you to feel more courageous, braver, more confident, more dedicated to something that's either related to financial stuff, investments, or some property issues, property decisions, or some family issues as well. You may solve things related to inheritances, or you can make some important decisions in regards to investments. So the aspect is really powerful and can really boost your confidence and just bring you more energy. Even energetically, actually, you may really feel empowered. So it's a strong combination. On the 25th of February, Venus is also moving to your sixth house. So we see how towards the end of the month, the focus is more on sixth house activities. Those are related to your work arrangements, to your communication with coworkers, and your health as well. With Venus moving to sixth house, you can harmonize this area. You may feel more comfortable at work. If there are some misunderstandings with coworkers or maybe even clients, Venus can help you to find the right compromise or just to be more diplomatic. Okay. And also there is a positive aspect between the Sun in sixth house and Uranus in eighth house. This aspect can help you to be really creative and also innovative when it comes to work or some financial decisions. You may find the right resources. You may have just a very different idea of how to change things in terms of your daily life or your communication with coworkers. And overall, it may just feel really nice and very exciting. Okay, and on the 27th of February, there is a full moon which triggers your 12th and 6th house. This combination can be very important for your health, for your work, also for finding the balance between the time you spend working and the time you spend relaxing. And this is either a time of letting something go, setting free from something you don't need, or also manifesting, materializing something you might have been working on for a long time. And in your case, 12th house is really triggered. So those could be some kind of important psychological breakthroughs, realizations, or things that you may let go, things from your subconscious mind or things that are somehow related to your past. So with that, we covered the most important things during February. If you need any personal help or assistance, you can check the link below for the readings I offer, or just go to marsstars.net and check them for yourself. I wish you a wonderful month. I hope you will be inspired, and I will see you next month. Take care.